Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question in here. It's on the email. It's entitled "Confused Between Canon and Nikon." And I think a lot of first-time shoppers are, or upgrading shoppers. This is from Tuhin. I hope I'm saying that right. He says, "Hello, sir. I love Nikon cameras over Canon for their higher dynamic range. Nikon deliver a little more sharp image because Nikon does not have an anti-aliasing filter," which is true. In the other hand, Canon has dual pixel autofocus. Canon has more number of cross-type focus than Nikon, so more cross-type sensors, autofocus sensors. Nikon hunts for focus. That's an interesting comment. We'll get back to that. I want to buy a camera. I shoot lots of photos as well as videos. 50% photo, 50% video. I'm confused between the Canon 77D and the Nikon D7200. Even the Nikon D7500 has 15 cross-focus only. Canon 77D has 45 cross-focus. Or should I wait for Nikon's upcoming model where I would get more cross-focus points? Please help. Thanks in advance. Well, thank you for your question. And first of all, I would tend to disagree that Nikon hunts for focus in comparison to Canon, especially if we're looking at those two bodies. 7200 has a fantastic autofocus system, and sometimes we get caught up on the names of what does what, but that's one of the highest end autofocus systems that Nikon has or had. It's only been eclipsed by a couple of newer cameras, and it's a very good autofocus system. I would suggest better than the 77D, despite who's saying who has more cross-focus points. That's the first thing I want to get out of the way. In my opinion, I don't think the Nikon hunts for focus in comparison to the Canon. I think the Nikon's going to outperform the Canon in that. The Canon 77D has a very good autofocus system. I wouldn't probably be making my decision based on one or the other for autofocus there. You said, this is where I'm going to make my decision, where I'm going to recommend for you, is you said 50% photo, 50% video. And that's where the Canon, to me, with the dual pixel autofocus, with the full vari-angle LCD, I'm going Canon on that. I will go with the 77D, or I pick up an 80D used, refurbed, or whatever, over the 7200 because you're half concentrating on video. And with that emphasis on the video there, then it swings it over to Canon for me. If you're solely photography, I'd probably recommend you go the D7200. The D7500 is a great option, but it's also at a higher price point than those two. So between the two, between the 77D and the 7200, because you have a 50% interest in video, I will be going with Canon. And that's been my standard recommendation for a while now. Nikon's starting to turn that around. We're starting to see more bodies that are more video enabled, but what they haven't been able to do is equal Canon's dual pixel autofocus. And that is really nice to have. It's class leading. The only one that's close is Sony, and they are very close. But everybody else falls quite far behind. So that dual pixel autofocus system is really nice. Actually, Fuji's is really good too, and I need to do some more evaluative tests because they're quite good in there. So that's what I would do between the two. What would you guys do? Do you agree with me? Would you go the 77D? And again, the reason I'm saying that is because we're 50 photo, 50 video. What would you guys do? Let us know in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What way would you go? Let's help out Tuhin. Let's help him make his decision. Always great to hear your feedback too. And looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comments. Thanks for your question, Tuhin. And stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.